What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the next Bear at Windsor, Tristan Tom Renzi. I want to talk about something really fast. One thing I've noticed is the reason why this trade deal didn't go through, this whole trade deal we were talking about, the reason why it didn't go through is so Mark Carney can blame all the mistakes on somebody else, right? That's the whole reason why Mark Carney didn't want to accept the trade deal. So the liberals still can run against America, right? They can still push the anti-America propaganda that they've been doing. That's the reason why they didn't accept the deal. You know, Mark Carney is such a sleazebag, such a liar. The devil in disguise himself. He has single-handedly destroyed Canada, selling us out to Brookfield assets. Canada is toast. Canada is being cooked from the inside, and the reason why is because the politicians simply do not care. And Canada is a failing nation. China is trying to take us over. We see it. China wants Canada. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why I've been advocating to join America. Because I'm not going to let China take over Canada. China is communism. The CCP, Chinese Communist Party, literally what it stands for. They censor freedom of speech in China, right? You can't speak your mind freely in China. Same as here in Canada, right? In Canada, if you preach the Bible, you can get arrested for that. Same as in Canada, if you speak your mind freely, then you can get arrested for that, right? Over in America, that would never happen because something called freedom of speech, something that Canada does not have. Now, Wab Kinew, right? Wab Kinew, the premier of Manitoba, talks this big game, but can he really back up what he says? Well, he has TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. And why I say that is because he blames Trump for all the mistakes that he's made. Same as Mark Carney, right? Same as the whole liberal government's done for the past 11 years. Blame somebody else for all the problems. It's another average day in Canada. Y'all hear that? It's another average day in Canada. But ladies and gentlemen, we are sick and tired of the deception and the lies from the mainstream media. It is time to wake up, ladies and gentlemen. The future is brighter than ever. And like I said, Mark Carney literally wants to sell Canada off to China. He talked about making Canada the new world order. People in Canada do not want that. There is millions upon millions of Canadians who love and respect America and President Trump. Ask Don Cherry, ask Wayne Gretzky. This government has destroyed our reputation, right? We had a perfect bond with Canada and America, but our government destroyed that. And the reason why they destroyed that is because they do not care about the future of our generation. China is taking over Canada, and America needs to make us the 51st state. Trump and it's Canada. Because if China takes over, we will have no freedom of speech. One more thing about Mr. Dougie Ford, right? The ass-backwards liberal himself that is the most fake conservative I have ever seen. Doug Ford tells Trump to kiss his ass. Do you see how immature Doug Ford is? Calling Trump a dictator? Really, when was the last time somebody was arrested for criticizing President Trump? When was the last time? Nobody. Nobody got arrested for criticizing Trump. You know why? Because in America, you have a First Amendment right. But over here in Canada, Mark Carney is making sure people get arrested for criticizing him and his government. Communism. Canada is a communist nation. I saw a thing with Trump recently banning sexuality in schools, right? So if teachers want to push sexuality on kids, that's not accepted in American schools anymore. Same as in American schools, they're making people learn the Bible, right? They're teaching the 10 Commandments from the Bible. Over here in Canada, we are censoring the Bible. We're saying the Bible is hate speech, right? There's no such thing as hate speech. There's only speech that you hate. Speech that offends you, right? Because the truth offends people. People who speak their mind freely, people who fight for the truth, people always get offended from that. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I might be Canadian, but my values are more American. Another day in Canada. Just another day in Canada. Literally, that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Violent crime, extortion. Canada is a dying nation. And Mark Carney is the devil in disguise. He's sold off Canada to China. He's making Canada the New World Order with Brookfield assets. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to it, who would you rather join? America or China? China, you can't speak your mind freely. China, you can't even question the government. America, you can question the government all you want. China, you cannot do that. You want to know why? Because China is a communist country. And the fact that they want to take over Canada should set a really bad example to where the future of this country is going. The only way things will ever get better in Canada is joining forces with America, becoming the 51st state. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Canada's history is dying. Our history is being replaced. Our culture is being replaced as we speak. There is an invasion happening in Canada right now, and the citizens are being replaced. Same as Maine, right? Exactly what happened with Maine, right? Though assisted suicide. 96% of the people that have used Maine are white, right? White Canadians. And you know why? Because that's how you kill off the population. They are trying to replace the citizens with foreigners. And you know why? Because foreigners do not question the government. Speaking of that, foreigners get $6,000 every month in Canada. Brand new house. Well, 2.2 million Canadians are using food banks every month, right? 2.2 million Canadians using food banks every month, while we have immigrants getting $6,000 every month here. This country is destroyed from the inside. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if people don't start waking up, the future of Canada is doomed. The only way Canada will ever get better is by having peace, sovereignty, having strength, having border, having more opportunity, a better future. We can't allow China to take over Canada, and we can't allow Mark Carney to continuously lie like how he does. Mark Carney is the devil in disguise. The way he uses Brookfield assets, he's evil. And now Canada's going to suffer a lot more. So, ladies and gentlemen, may God bless you. And just remember one last thing. My name is Tristan Time Renzi, and I'm going to make Windsor great again.